Hello, my name is Hayden Wayne. I will be reading part 6 from my In the Street Between Wormholes. A life that has no borders is like the wind for a ship without sails. Unrestrained, its blood to run without veins, spilling without intelligent design, never to know the comparative bonds, freedom inert without comparison. Life without comparison is a universe without borders. No magnetic force field in all it bonds. A fleet of virgin minds that never sails, all relegated the same in design. No layering of history, no veins. Gold miners looking for veins, physicists looking for comparison, discovering proofs to our grand design. If random at a point enlarged has borders, it is this ship ever growing that sails, ever expanding how it sheds its bonds. What about a word that bonds from the heart? Love, to pulse in our veins, freeing us to soar with galactic sails, without material comparison. Spirit sharing light with all it borders, our heart in hand. This must be the design. If this does prove the design, and thus we free ourselves from all our bonds, this state of conscience will free our borders from our moods so deeply lodged in our veins, a light so bright beyond comparison, with wings outstretched beyond the greatest sails. This loving heart, how it sails, so full of love and yet of light design, weightless, yet strong with no comparison, based all on truth, the glue of life that bonds. And as this richness races through our veins, this we choose to be within our borders. So blossom, sails, free thy bonds. This is the grand design within thy veins, love's comparison within thy borders. No mistakes if lessons learned, a constant curve, greater understanding, and from the darkness a new horizon, a greater glow to comprehend, a spirit within not to extinguish, never to be bored if we seek this light. Imagine not having light, no teachers and no lessons to be learned, the hurt that hope cannot extinguish, a void where there is no understanding, no compassionate heart to comprehend, no day to peek beyond night's horizon. And if there's no horizon, how do we escape the dark for the light? Static, not knowing how to comprehend, yet in this quiet, something to be learned, the spark of consciousness, understanding. It is ignorance that we extinguish. It is fear we extinguish, and thus we now can see the horizon, a greater ease in our understanding, feeling the warmth and how it grows, this light, forever spilling lessons to be learned, vitality of life to comprehend. There's so much to comprehend. There will always be doubts to extinguish, but we grow stronger with the lessons learned. There will always be a new horizon, a shadow to remove into light, a constant seeking of understanding. For without understanding, without a willingness to comprehend, surely the dark demons will dim this light, with all rational thought to extinguish, stopping us to find that next horizon, unaware of the lessons to be learned. Lack of understanding will extinguish, to find and comprehend the next horizon. Thus, seeking the light is the lesson learned. With the purity of love, an unencumbered heart I give to you, to soar upon the endless seas of time, with countless stars like garlands in your hair, and the sweetest scent of eternal spring as you float weightlessly on solar winds. How soft and fresh are these winds that hold us safe as one within our love. How sweet this dew that bathes this virgin spring, this kiss upon your soul I give to you, as my need to caress your fragrant hair grows stronger as we both are lost in time. How moves this sea, as does time, riding the waves of astral dust and winds, tossing us entwined as does our hair, enraptured as we coincide our love. For you are more myself as I am you, this bursting forth of life that cries in spring. How does my heart shout this spring, forever, now and in a distant time, for everything I am for you, that carried me so far wrapped in these winds. This siren song is sung about our love, so subtle as is light shine on your hair. Heaven's stardust in your hair, as does a meadow's morning mist in spring. Then the sun, a rainbow's arch of love, and such a moment we will freeze in time to carry us suspended in these winds, for all there is to see is there in you. We and us and I and you, our skin, our eyes, our touch, our smell, our hair, this constant rolling ocean and these winds, ever-expanding bounty we call spring, this continuum that blesses us through time, this gift of life we share to be in love. You are rapture that is spring, a fine hair suspending our world in time, with winds to gently sway us within this love. Such flight these wings do carry, this breath so deep, the passage to thy grace, a garden rich with knowledge, pure for all who choose to walk this path to see your face. This light, how gloriously it does burn, the unity for all of us to learn. And what is it that we learn, thus freeing the burdens we all carry? It's our selfish vanity we must burn, and then still ourselves to find timeless grace, for those of us to see in every face, yes, reflection it does affect us all. All for one and one for all, this the lesson of unity to learn, that we see in ourselves when face to face, every conscious moment we must carry, in order for our hearts to meet thy grace. For this is the fire within that must burn. How this flaming bush does burn, the light within the mind, within us all. This spark, this consciousness of endless grace, the fruit from the tree of life, where we learn this burning bush not consumed, we carry. And as long as it burns, we're face to face. When I look into your face, such searing light, and yet it does not burn. Every day in my heart, I must carry the goodness that is always in us all. And when I find I'm hateful, I must learn to free myself through your infinite grace. For it is this very grace, the mirror I shall see in every face. The human being to be, I must learn. Of petty wants and hatred I must burn. Within this gift of life for one and all, love from the purest heart I carry. Thy grace is the light I burn. Thy face will be the mirror of us all. I learn through the modesty I carry. What is this lust for war that plagues us so? Such waste of life and wealth in its gaming. Fruitless consequence history will show. This beast that is so in need of taming. If we could only try to understand the basic needs of all our souls and hearts, maybe we could stop this marching band from queuing up to fight before it starts. Why is there such a need to inflict pain, the smugness from the haves towards those in want, when love is truer than financial gain? It is greed, not compassion, we should taunt. If we unite in love with selfless heart, all hateful differences will surely part. This yearning so that burns within my heart, this elusive crown within my calling, perfection that I strived for from the start, and all the years of flight and moments falling. How painful failure is that I must write, assuming I learned lessons that were taught, no matter how the hurt, with all my might, to win the war in spite of battles fought. And as I climb this ladder towards the light, with constant quicksand's gravity's tight hold, while hugging wondrous dreams with all my might, every time I try and try, I grow more bold. This is how I make my life worth living, in spite of failure's wounds that prove forgiving. Of quadrupeds and bipeds loyalty goes way beyond any conversation. For looking in each other's eyes, you'll see a language that transcends any nation. Barking at the moon is one specific, for we too love this orb of lunar light. Our best friend, well trained, we find terrific, just as with our friends who prove polite. In peaceful calm and with you at my side, nestled in the warmth of our alliance, In silence our loving does abide. Our loyalty is thus in compliance. For souls that enter different pods we are, this spirit world and timeless from afar. A suspended state of grace now and then, closeness so profound as with a lover. Not too much to ask for, not if, but when. A healing for the soul to recover. For emptiness can gnaw upon the heart. Its stranglehold leaves the body aching. Loneliness has such cravings from the start, leaving you a hollow shell and shaking. Imagine us entwined within our lust, all abandoned throne and no misgiving. Our secrets we unleash because of trust. This we share that makes our lives worth living. I'm here to free your soul this very day. So give yourself to me this special way. This being who sits behind me always, the truer than truest friend at my side, a loyalty and love shown through the days, my trusted spirit partner does abide. To think beyond genetic specific, we are souls no matter where we reside. Whether 2 legs, 4, or winged, terrific, this life force world of grace can't be denied. Regardless of what we choose to house us, ebullient in our joie de vivre to be, I, biped, and my quadruped don't fuss. We, 2 old friends whose love is there to see. Old souls we are through time, how far we've come, to share our lives no matter where we're from. I'm a long-form artist in a text and tweet world before a no-attention span selfie mindset. I sail endlessly within consciousness unfurled, a fisherman for knowledge searching with his net. This automaton nation with cell phones in hand, not looking out, but only at its reflection, thinks it can multitask, but doesn't understand how to thread a thought through sensory connection. To be able to still one's self to hear the noise, not through a machine, but neural plasticity, no batteries to charge, distraction from our toys. To be human in its complex simplicity. I long to experience you through my senses, not a virtual android screen with its fences. My Rastafarian friend who is light, constellations of green, black, red, yellow, a slender reed who stands for what is right, no matter what the chaos. He's mellow. Hey, man, says he every time he greets me. His dreadlocks, wrapped in colors, crown his head. Hey, man, says this son of Sheba with glee. Haile Selassie's spirit is not dead. This healing soul sees the world's potential with all its fractures if we just unite. Through the act of love, which is essential, we will evolve and no more wish to fight. The greatest gift resides within our heart, for it is love that forces dark to part. Two souls holding hands in amber sunset upon a raft that carries one to sea. a loyal friend at your side since we met, who now must say goodbye and you to me. Your final breath I capture from your lips, my embrace you feel in this endless sleep, I draw into me with repeated sips, thus forever your memory I will keep. To hear you say, I love you, one last time, as you float from this body I once knew. Such rapture we did share, beyond sublime. You are my dearest friend, my love is true. As we were, you and I as one are tied. Forever I will hold you deep inside. The morning sun, replete with dew-soaked grass, glistens as the light fractures through the trees. The birds sing such welcoming song en masse, such passion on the flowers kissed by bees. And I, still numb, half myself eyes with sleep, floating out to somewhere as if at sea, but more than subterranean, buried deep, so well within my consciousness, I'm free. This timeless world, computer quill in hand, seamless eons of all the future past, I wipe my eyes clear and now firmly stand where all to be and was is here at last. This dreaming, wide awake where I reside, all possible there is, it will provide. What is this that I see within my eyes, while I'm looking at my own reception? For surely I do know this soul who cries. With wings outstretched, this heart that always flies, a happy sort, shattered by deception. What is this that I see within my eyes? I learned as long as someone always tries, reaching goals or closer from conception. For surely I do know this soul who cries. A sacred trust opposed to one who lies. Have I betrayed myself with bad perception? What is this that I see within my eyes? Have I become a conscience someone buys, devolving to a norm, not the exception? For surely I do know this soul who cries, this spirit and the good it could comprise, lost, knowing I'll quit from its inception. What is this that I see within my eyes? For surely I do know this soul who cries. So, this universe, this ultimate reality without, within, I am that, all that I am. I am. No limitations, ever expanding, seamless, and forever. This universe, this ultimate reality, the totality of totality, consciousness in its purest being. I am that, all that I am. I am. Weightless, suspended in time, all with one, one with all, this universe, this ultimate reality, this infinite source beyond comprehension, perfect. I am that, all that I am. I am. This sound, this light, this healing, this purity of heart, this universe, this ultimate reality. I am that, all that I am. I am. Who am I, peaceful and calm, euphoric in this moment? My heart one with the world since time immemorial. Who am I? The light who fills the darkness, the being in us all, euphoric in this moment. Spirit, the majesty of what is, was, and yet to come. Suspended I am. Infinite wonder, eternal grace, euphoric in this moment. Stellar galactic dust, creator of life itself. Suspended I am, euphoric in this moment. There's a rarefied air I wanted to give you, a space of consciousness to have forever. Ah, the wonder of it all. Oh, the size of it as it rubs against your inseam, to be able to hear one's escape within the choice of pursuit. There's a rarefied air I wanted to give you. We are of our own making. I truly need to enjoy my ride. Ah, the wonder of it all. To let go, never to worry about gravity. There's a rarefied air I wanted to give you. Love of self and neighbor, production for, not against. Ah, the wonder of it all. I swear to shed my chains, release my mind's limitless fulfillments. There's a rarefied air I wanted to give you. Ah, the wonder of it all. This portal in which I have found myself, extraordinary grace of being, a seamless realm of timeless existence. Unfolding before, around, and through me, I am reinvented from consciousness, this portal in which I have found myself, balanced within animation of mind, able to be one with the universe, a seamless realm of timeless existence. And as constantly moving within I'm still, weightless, and in awe of it all. This portal in which I have found myself. Actively suspended in light I am, falling upward and ever expanding, a seamless realm of timeless existence. Everything that was, that is, and will be, thought, from infinite darkness towards the light, this portal in which I have found myself, a seamless realm of timeless existence. How glorious this song you birds do sing, this rapture that unfolds before our senses, a long-awaited birth from death called spring, what poets write in verse and rhyme commences. This rapture that unfolds before our senses, such glorious awakenings to see, what poets write in verse and rhyme commences, a wondrous life for all who choose to be. Such glorious awakenings to see, this hymnal of which I know every phrase, a wondrous life for all who choose to be, that leads us out of winter's frozen maze. This hymnal of which I know every phrase, a warming of the spirit from the sun, that leads us out of winter's frozen maze. How beautiful this life that has begun. A warming of the spirit from the sun that reaches so inside our deepest being. How beautiful this life that has begun. A cornucopia our earth is freeing, that reaches so inside our deepest being. So fly, my feathered angels of the wing. A cornucopia our earth is freeing. how glorious this song you birds do sing. If we can open up our hearts to love, we'll stop impediments that wound us so. It is of our choosing to right this wrong. We're responsible for the seeds we sow. We'll stop impediments that wound us so, this arrogance that is condescending. We're responsible for the seeds we sow. It's time to start much needed mending. This arrogance that is condescending, I do wash away with an open heart. It's time to start much needed mending. With all the wrongs, it's not too late to start. I do wash away with an open heart my fear to find answers for the unknown. With all the wrongs, it's not too late to start. We must plan a new harvest to be sown. My fear to find answers for the unknown, I weed out for this enlightened planting. We must plan a new harvest to be sown. I choose not to listen to hate's ranting. I weed out for this enlightened planting all my insecure thoughts I'm thinking of. I choose not to listen to hate's ranting. If we can open up our hearts to love. I must still myself so to hear this noise, the primordial utterance of all, the static perfection for us to find, one within the realm of our consciousness. The primordial utterance of all, the heightened steadiness of our senses, one within the realm of our consciousness. The syntax of time, now and forever. The heightened steadiness of our senses, the cosmic inner workings of the soul, the syntax of time, now and forever. This always known, but sometimes forgotten. The cosmic inner workings of the soul, as is light awakening from the dark. This always known, but sometimes forgotten, as is with our ability to love. As is light awakening from the dark, synergy unleashed, ever expanding, as is with our ability to love, this unquenchable need for inner peace. Synergy unleashed, ever expanding, uniting us in calm as we are one. This unquenchable need for inner peace. I must still myself so to hear this noise. Oh, joy, these gifts are sure to come for all, like fruit that ripens in a field to eat. Such succulence of tart and sweet alike, an endless feast laid here before our feet. Like fruit that ripens in a field to eat, lessons that we harvest from our planting, an endless feast laid here before our feet. If remiss, we're hungry and left ranting. Lessons that we harvest from our planting, the knowledge for the ages from the past. If remiss, we're hungry and left ranting. Enlightenment, the only way to last. The knowledge for the ages from the past, these jewels we add with an open heart. Enlightenment, the only way to last. Eagerness to learn from the very start. These jewels we add with an open heart, this sacred moment for those yet to come, eagerness to learn from the very start, a synergy much greater than the sum. This sacred moment for those yet to come, a willingness to leave no soul to fall, a synergy much greater than the sum. Oh, joy, such gifts are sure to come for all. I am a junkie for your love, needing a fix, the enraptured elixir of your endless spring, the scent, the taste, the smell, the lust, embodied within your robust physicality, the nuzzle of you at the nape of my neck, arms around me, binding us so together, not letting go. Then letting go in order to make me crave your return, passion dripping with each synaptic snapshot, cruel torture living within fragmented memory to memory, not knowing what is real, what is fantasy, whether I will ever see you again. And yet I see you always, this dance before me, spread open and inviting. This wine I drink, this nectar so sweet, so selflessly offered to my lips, every portal opened for me to feast upon, a cornucopia of endless possibilities. Such aroma, this bonding glue between us, inseparable, timeless, though fleeting, until joined again, mutual, divine. How many vessels through creation have delivered us to consummate this primordial hunger, only to be satiated within our commonality, our need to be cleaved, then rendered whole by the other, joined in spiritual embrace, shared only by us, bonding within this perpetual moment, this marriage, this unity, this static perfection, now and forever. These vapors rising, permeating every corner of my being, such distillation, coalescing heart and soul, blades of grass bathing in the glory of dew, bending under the tease of spring, primeval, deep roots, firm, sated within the liquescence, rich and moist, such humor to be sucked through the ardor of life, unfolding before us as does a flower, heliotropically splendiferous, the glory of life itself. The ticking of the clock, the space between, rhythm, syncopation juxtaposed, the uniform, suspended between heartbeats, breathing within the spectrum of light, morphing colors bending with nuance, solar winds carrying astral dust, pixelating all who come in contact, communications, distant lives refreshed, ebullient with promise, rich with fulfilled wishes from futures past, waiting to give hope, the stuff that dreams are made. Rain, succulent droplets, pitter-patter, tap-tap-tapping, breaking perfect, anointing a parched psyche, quenching unrelenting thirst, life splattered. Facing the mirror of my physical reality, looking deep into younger eyes, such a rude awakening, this torrent pouring from my soul, perpetual rejuvenation, refusing to accept the dryness of aging, this outer package fleeting, in spite of this inner youth who won't go away, who continually magnifies all that is possible. Must I deny this mirror? Reflections, whether in glass or your eyes, reminding me of time versus the static perfection, vitality, ageless, enduring, unending, immutable, always, succulent droplets, perfect, tap, tap, tapping, pitter, patter, splatter, unrelenting thirst, life, only to finally evaporate, to be no more before my eyes. lips soft, tender, vulnerable, yet willingly showing selfless desire, telegraphing unrestrained need. Then you speak. Silence of which all unfolds, stillness profound unmasking inner workings, true feelings, awesome darkness never ending, of which sparks ignite, of which light emerges, of which consciousness unleashed is pure, life full, perfect. Lust attracted, I turn towards the burn. Sensory need, unfathomable, unrelenting thirst, reaching for you. Oh, the heat. Such craving, merciless, remorseless, shameless, voracious hunger. This predatory beast, these unyielding needs, unquenchable, raging desire solely for climax, regardless how fleeting, the self in self-absorbed glory. Transference, engaging point of view, ourselves experiencing the other side of witness, coinciding sense memory, the lifeblood of our being, to inevitably, indelibly render us as much the other, as much ourself. Shadows, your light gone. Alone in the dark, seeing my own reflection, recollections reliant on synaptic memory, not the lush physical, olfactory immersion, entwined, entangled, knotted, inseparable. Oh, just to smell you again, taste the odor of your essence. Withdrawal is hard, sideswiped by the emptiness, your wake spreading as does the finality. A hole to fill with all my heart, not knowing just how long or part, don't know how deep or how to start, but dig I must. Fragility and urban plight, no matter how or what to fight. I wish I may, I wish I might, but dig I must. This yearning so rewards to reap, to climb this hill that is so steep, no matter how restrained my feet, but dig I must. To look upon such luscious treats, rich succulence and tempting feats, to conquer gold, the goal one meets. So dig I must. And when you come, how rich will be such wine to drink on bended knee, with eyes not shut, and you'll agree, for dig I must. It was your body, not your heart, so freely given from the start. As I savored every part, you led me to believe. The manner how you showed your grace, the bliss that shined upon your face, with eyes wide shut in every place, you led me to believe. Such wondrous rapture we did share, ourselves so open, all to bear, endless bounty everywhere. You led me to believe. But too soon, your precious gift, no certain, set adrift. What I thought began to shift. You led me to believe. The one thing that just wasn't there, a growing love to count on, share, reticent, your heart. Not there. You led me to believe. So grateful for this sexy lunch. Very filling, I loved a bunch. But without your heart, I feel the crunch. You led me to believe. A pussy by any other name is just as sweet, but it's the organ between your ears that will raise this